Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 9th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few more things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, looks like we are good to go here. Get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Let's set it down. All right. So as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here going up to the 4 hour, to the 1 hour, to the 30 minute, to the 15 minute, to the 10 minute, back down to the 1 minute. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 9th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open up in about 5 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. So the closest level of liquidity below is at 42,314. And the closest level of liquidity above is at 42,427. This lines up with the New York high. And there goes the first two levels of liquidity closest to current price. I'll be posting the direction of the breakout in about 4 minutes. See who's here so far. Morning, Maria. Morning, Johnny. Morning, Sam. Morning, Adam. Morning, everybody. I'll be posting the direction of the breakout in the chat shortly. So around 6:29, about 3 minutes, I'll post up the direction of the breakout. And I have an idea where I want it to go, but we'll see what happens here when we get closer to market open. Just hoping we don't get some of that pre-market jitter that we got yesterday that kind of pushed things around. But regardless of the fact, we're going to take it as is, and we'll see where this takes us from here. All right, we got a few more minutes here. All right, guys. It looks like pretty much everyone's here for the most part. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 9th. It is 6:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. I'm going to post the direction of the breakout in about 2 minutes, right before market open. And we'll start off the session shortly. Hey, Stephen, morning. Thanks, Stephen Adam. Yeah, this year's flying by. Yesterday was my birthday. It's crazy. I didn't realize yesterday was my birthday already. It was just like this whole year flew by. I feel like it was just spring and just summer. I feel like summer just like flew by really quick, and now it's fall. So we're uh we're almost done with the year so far. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Maria. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, everybody. And Sam said then we sell a bit. Yeah, before the market slows down for the winter season. All right, guys, we got the market opening up in about 2 minutes. So in about 10 seconds, I'll post the direction of the breakout. Thanks, Lila. Appreciate it. All right, guys, direction for the breakout is posted in the Zoom chat. So we are ready to go. Thanks, Eric. Good to see you right there in the chat. Guys, ready to take this breakout. Got the breakout coming up in about 40 seconds, guys. We got 30 seconds till market open. I was hoping we were going to get this like weird movement here on open, but here we are. So you got market opening up in about 14 seconds. We got market opening up in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So let me go over here.
Order filled.
Got breakout. Let's make sure all the numbers are right. 4277. Button. Got everything set up here. So we're almost at our TP right there, guys. TP is right there at 42,277. Pushing down right now. It's currently at about 80 points. It's going over to our clean chart. Liquidity down below got hit right here. So if you guys took that lower level of liquidity, just got hit at 42,314. So if you guys took that for the smaller move, or the regular move, 1030 right there, that hit. So our TP for the breakout's down right here at this black dotted line. Almost there. So I was hoping it'd keep dropping and just finish through, but it looks like this is the same thing that happened yesterday and like the day before. It's just we don't really have too much direction here, unfortunately. It's a back and forth movement here for the market. So if you guys are looking for some market flow V2s, you guys can look for some. The entry is going to happen right here at the 360 mark. Or sorry, yeah, the 360 mark. So if you guys are looking for some market flow V2s, entry is going to happen right here at the 42,360 mark. I mean, it's the same thing we've been dealing with for the past 2 days. It's not enough push to really get it to its full direction. Obviously, we're almost there. Looks like some of you guys pulled out already for majority of the TP. I'm holding on to it for the full move. So the ATR is currently at 29 right now. It's not super high. It's about normal for where it should be. Um, Past couple days, it's been up to like 40, and then it kind of just drops down a little bit. So the ATR is not super duper high right now. Breakout's still running. It's right there in profit. It's just kind of slow. So gotta give it some more time, and I'm gonna let it breathe. So yeah, if you guys are looking to take some market flow V2s, entry is going to happen right here. This is before 640, so it's still kind of early right now for these market flows. If you guys want to take them, you can take them for the quick 10-30 moves. For the 30-60 moves, they're not going to happen until closer to 640 once the volatility is kind of smoothened out a little bit. So again, if you guys want to take them, they're going to be right here at the 360 mark. I'm anticipating price to come down lower. Our TP still hasn't gotten a hit for the breakout, but it's still looking good so far. It's just a slow movement. All right. So Sam said he entered the wrong contract size, closed out at 50 points. Nice work, Sam. I mean, profit's profit, right? So good thing you closed out there for some profit. Yeah, I hate when that happens. That usually happens if I'm like doing some stuff behind the scene or like the day prior and I forget to switch the accounts or switch the contract size. So that was probably the smarter move there than to risk it. Again, price kind of just sitting down here, guys. Let's go to the clean chart. So I'll drop the range right here. This is the current range right now. So there goes the current range of price. On our clean chart, here's the SR zones. SR zones are actually within the zone right now. So price is within one of the zones right here. Go to our main chart, mark up opening price. So price is currently at the sessions right now. If you guys took that 10-point move, looks like it's currently active and it just hit TP. So right there, guys, I marked that up for you guys. I said at the 360 mark, that'd be the entry for the market flow V2. Just go for 10 points right now because it's not 640 yet. And if you guys took that full TP right there. So like I said, right out, it's still kind of early. Around 640 is where the actual entry is going to happen. Mark opening price right here. So this is the reason why I don't really like the market kind of screws around building up to opening price because then it tends to get stuck in within this range. So market open right here. We have this kind of hard push on the initial candle, one prior to open. And then on the first candle right here, it spiked all the way down. And then now it's kind of just sitting around this area. That's typically what happens when you get that pre-market jitters, what I called earlier. So if you guys are still looking for another market flow V2, it's going to happen at the same price right here at the 42,360. So if you're looking for another entry, it's going to happen right there for now. But it's not 640 yet, so the actual move hasn't really happened yet. There's not really much news today. We have gas stock change at 7:30. We have some low impact news at 7 o'clock. The big news is happening later today at 11. We have the Fed news, Fed minutes at 11 today. That's going to indicate what's going to happen tomorrow for CPI and what's going to happen moving forward with the interest rate cut. So if you guys took the entry right here, guys, it happened again. So market flow V2 happened the second time. There's two entries that came up here, or maybe three, it looks like. So first one right here on the screen candle, second one right there, third one right here on the current candle. And if you want to keep double dipping into it, triple dipping into it, quadruple dipping into it, it's going to be at that price point right there, the 360. If price continues to drop lower, it's going to drop to this next level down here at the 350. But as of now, it's still at 360 right now up there. If you guys want to keep dipping into this market flow V2. Again, the big move hasn't happened yet. It's going to be a few more minutes until we get to that bigger move. But the smaller moves, if you do want to take them, they are available to you right there. So we'll continue looking here shortly for some more entries as price continues to come along. But But again, right here, if the buy signal comes up, there's no more market flow V2s. You got to wait for the sell signal to reappear. So the next zone is going to be up here. And we just continue to wait here. So the news is coming up at 7:30 right here. It's going to be a while for the news to come up. There's some low impact news over here at 7 o'clock as well, but it's not really going to affect the market. The 7:30 news isn't going to affect the market very much either. It's just gas stock change, happens every Wednesday. So, all right, we have a buy signal here. So there's in order to look for some market flow V2s, we now have to identify the direction of market flow. So in order for you to take some buys here, you need price to push up and continue climbing. Until you get that, there's not going to be any entries here for any buys. In order to get some sells, you need to have a sell signal and you need to have market flow to the downside. So again, we are just going to wait for price here to identify direction. There's just no direction here right now. Nice profits right here, Sam. So Sam's profits for the days, he locked in 224. Solid profits right there, Sam. We got some more team profits here. So we got Johnny here. Johnny's done for the day, went in with the wrong contract size as well. He pulled out at 60 points in profit and he's out for the day. So Johnny over here locked in about 3,000 per account, 2,950 on his first account, 2,700 on his second, and 2,700 on his third account for all wins. Nice work, Johnny. So well over 10,000 for the day for Johnny here. Solid profits. And then of course, Sam's profits right here as well. It's not copying over. All right, solid. So we're getting a bullish push right here. Price is currently at the sessions right now. So let's see. I'm gonna see if price gets manipulated back down from this point. So price came up, hit the liquidity. And then it is now at the sessions right here. So if you guys took that level of liquidity right there, there's another full TP for about 10 points. It's currently at the sessions right now. So we'll see how price reacts to this area here. This is an area of manipulation. So like either price tends to break through or it ends up it just fakes out and it comes right back down, which is kind of what I'm anticipating here. So I'm gonna clean up this level of liquidity down here. Looks like all the liquidity here got knocked out. And then we'll go from there. Ah, fuck. So breakout got stopped out, unfortunately. So some of you guys pulled out early. So if you guys pulled out early profit, I held on to the move. So right here, I got stopped out, unfortunately. So this is where things get a little tricky with the breakout because now that we have two losses, we have to, I have to take a break from taking entries. So I'm taking a break from taking the breakouts for tomorrow at least. If tomorrow wins, then I'm going to take the breakout on Friday, but that's just kind of how the pattern works. So we had 5 back-to-back wins for the breakout for the past week, and then now we have 2 losses. Once we have 2 losses, in order to not trade on tilt, I'm going to stop trading the breakout, and then I'm going to wait for the next win. So the way that the stats work from the breakout is once you have a losing streak, not really losing streak, but if you have 2 back-to-back losses, it just indicates that the market is not moving very smooth. So when the market's not moving smooth, it's better to sit out the market and then come back once the market is smooth again, and then get back into it. So for me, I'm going to be done taking the breakouts until we have 1 more win. So I'll watch the breakout tomorrow. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it. And then if tomorrow wins, then I'll take the breakout on Friday. But if tomorrow loses, then I'm pretty much done with the breakouts for the week. So we're still good for the month so far. So we have 1 net loss for this week so far. Last week we had 4 net wins. So we're currently at 3 net wins for the month so far, the month of October. So overall stats for the strategy are good. Just in order for me to not get caught in like the market movement right now, you guys can see the market here is not very smooth. We had a big spike to the downside. I was expecting price to come down too. And then it spiked right back up here. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes from this point and then it comes all the way back down. This is pretty much what happened yesterday. If you guys saw the, I think I took it off, but the entry from yesterday was the same situation. Price came to stop loss, and then right when it came to stop loss, it came right back down. So I'll add this over here to the stats for this week. Oops, wrong one. I mean, price got really close. I was really hoping it was going to drop right through it. You can see over here. So price was, yeah, it was about 11 points away. Same with yesterday. Yesterday, price was like, I think it was like 5 points away. It was super close. So this just indicates that the market's not moving the direction that I needed to. And now I just got to sit tight and wait for the next streak. So hopefully after this streak or after this happens, we'll have another long streak of like 5 back-to-back wins, because that's going to overhaul the trades, of course. So yeah, exactly. Sam said part of trading. And I understand that that's part of this strategy too, because from our stats, that's kind of what it shows. So if you guys have seen the stats before, like we tend to go on these big long streaks of wins, and then we'll have like a couple losses. So like it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 back-to-back wins, and then you have 1 loss. And then 5 back-to-back wins, and then you have a couple losses. And then now we have 5 back-to-back wins and then 2 losses. So I'm 76, my game plan. I'm not going to take the market flow V2s. I'll mark up the market flow V2s if they come up, but I'm not going to take them myself. So if you guys are looking to take a market flow V2, the entry is going to happen right here at the 450 mark. So 42,450 is going to be the entry price for the market flow V2s. The thing that you want to be careful for here is, like I said earlier, there's not really much of flow here. So price kind of pushes up a little bit and then it goes sideways, right? You don't want to enter trades for market flows when the market's not actually flowing. So if you want to take the entry here, feel free to take it. I would probably recommend just going for the smaller move though. So not for the full 60 points, but you have different opportunities here. You can take the 30 points, but for me personally, I would go for even the smaller move. I'd go for the 10-point move, because there's just not very much direction here with regard to price. The ATR is not super high, so I'm not really expecting price to kind of like come down and fill. It's a little tricky how price is moving here. So again, if you guys want to take the market flow V2, the price is now moving up higher. It's now at the 460. And then I'll mark it up for you guys. But yeah, my game plan is to take the breakouts, guys. I'm sticking with the breakouts for probably until the end of the year. We don't have much data on, I think we have October, let's see. The main reason I'm doing that is because we don't really have much data for like certain months. And I want to make sure that I have all the data for those months before I start to go full-fledged. Yeah, we don't really have trading data for October. So this is kind of, it's going to give me the an idea of like what to expect. Yeah, because if you look at my data set right here, we have December, November, and then it cuts off. So December, November, we don't have any October. So I'm going to keep taking the October. I mean, so far the month's been great. So I'm going to keep following through with it. If price continues to climb up higher from where it's currently at, guys, we're going to be moving up to the 480 mark right here. Right now, it's currently at the 470 now. So if you guys are looking to take these market flow V2s, currently sitting right here at the 470. Nice. William over here caught the breakout V3s. All right, so the entry is pushing up a little higher. It still hasn't came up to fill yet. So again, for the market flow V2s, what you're looking for here is you're looking for price to come back down, retrace, bounce off the pivot, and then come back up higher. It hasn't done that yet. So price has been climbing pretty much this whole time. Right here, price pushes up, comes back down, comes back up, but it hasn't came down to the pivots yet. So the entry right here is still going to be at the 480 mark. So we got price climbing up here a little higher. As price continues to climb up higher, the entry moves up with it. So your pending order would be here at the 480, and then you just drag it up higher. It's now at the 490 mark. At this point, I think price is a bit overextended. I don't even know if I would take the bigger move at this point because it's probably gonna have to retrace pretty hard. It's 648 right now. So this trade runs until about 7 o'clock. Once 7 o'clock hits, I wouldn't go for the bigger moves. I would just go for the smaller 10 points because that's where the volatility starts to really get flat and we go into consolidation. So if you guys are looking to take this market flow V2, entry again is going to happen right here at the 490. You have basically three different options here. You can go for the full move to 60 points, you can go for the 30 points, or you can go for the 10 points. Ideally for me, if price is overextended like this, I would probably only go for the 10 points. Most of the time, I would only go for the 10 points because that is typically like enough space for you to actually hit your TP and then get in and out very quickly. For me, I'd rather double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip into this trade rather than go for the bigger move. I use the bigger move more so for a confluence. I know some of you guys like to trade the positive risk to reward. For me personally, I just like to get in and out. I like to get in for a couple trades and then just add up to like whatever profit I was aiming for here, which is a 60 point. Still hasn't filled yet. So again, you have to wait for the next candle here. All right, so the 490 right here, still entry price. The next level is going to be here at the 500. So if it continues to climb up higher, it doesn't come back down. So here's where it gets tricky. Like this is the same thing I was talking about earlier, guys. The thing is, the market is flowing up, but it's not really flowing smoothly. So you want to see a move like this, right? That's not really what's happening here. It looks like that's what's happening, but really right here, price is pushing up, then it's consolidating, and then it pushes up a little more and it consolidates. This is where it becomes a little tricky because it's not really flowing. The market's not flowing directional. It's doing this. It's going sideways. It goes up and it goes sideways. The reason why this is tricky is because this is preparing for a breakout. So usually when this happens like this, it doesn't always continue to climb up higher. Price will push up. It can go up higher. And then at this point, it can really break out in either direction. It can either break out back down or it can break out up higher. So I wouldn't consider this market flow movement. This would be more so like market. It's like breakout consolidation, breakout consolidation, breakout consolidation, but it's not really moving how it's supposed to. It's supposed to be moving like this. All right, so it looks like it filled already if you guys took it. So the entry was right here at the 490 mark. The 60-point move is running. The 10-point move already hit TP. So like I said, if you want to go for the 10-point move, it's easy to get in and out very quickly. So the 10-point move already hit TP. That's done with. The 30-point move is still running right now. So the 60-point move is running. The 30-point move is still running. But the 10-point move over here has already hit its TP and it's done with. Trade's still running right now. Take this off. So again, the 30-point move is still running if you're in that position. If you want to double dip into this, you can. So like once this here pushes back up, you got to wait for this candle to close above the pivots with no sell signal. If the sell signal closes, you're supposed to be closing out for partial profit. So just follow that signal too. If the signal closes, you're supposed to close out for a small profit or for a small win. You don't want to be holding on to a position past the past the candle, because once that sell signal comes up, it's going to indicate that price might be turning on you. Okay, so the 30 points right here looks like it hit too, or it's about to hit. So now that price is above here, if you want to double dip into a 10-point move, you can do that if you guys really, really want to. Looks like the 10-point move is moving up higher. So the 10-point move is now going to be right here at the 500 mark as price continues to climb higher. All right, so the 30-point move is done. We had the 10-point move hit earlier. The 60-point move here is still running. The 30-point move right here just hit full TP. So this is still running. This one hit TP. The 10-point hit TP. 10-point hasn't refilled. But basically, these two already hit. So if you're going for those smaller targets, for the 1-1 right here, that's a full TP. If you're going for the scalp right here, that hit full TP. The 1-2 is still running right now. So this one's still running. Like I said, it's a little tricky because price isn't really flowing. It's more so going sideways. So if you're looking to get back in for that 10 points, the entry is going to happen down here at the 500 mark. So we got this right here. Still hasn't filled yet. If it comes back down, entry is going to happen right here at the 500 mark. So this is where your pending buy limit would be waiting for. If you're looking to get into this 10-point move, 60 points is still running. It's 6:54 right now, so it's getting closer and closer to 7 o'clock. As you guys know, once it gets close to 7 o'clock, the market volatility here starts to typically die down. And we will go from here. And I see your question, Stephen. I'll answer your question later. You asked a lot of dumb questions, but it's okay. I'll answer that question once I'm done like analyzing the chart. It's going to take a little time for me to answer that because I got to break it down for you. All right, so the move here is still running right now. The 10-point move hasn't filled yet. The 60-point move is still running right now. So the 30 points done. This is already done with. There's no double dipping into the 30-point move. Usually, I mean, so I've seen some people double dip into it, but I typically don't recommend it. The 10-point move over here hasn't. Yeah, I know you can do the math, Stephen. Just use a calculator. 20 times 1,500. That's what every trade would have been. Because every trade I take, I mean, you can just look at it. It's the same profit every day, Stephen. So I'm saying it's just kind of a dumb question because every day it's the same profit, right? So you do the math. If you know you're here every day, Stephen, so you know what I'm making. It's the same profit loss every day. It's 1,500 when I win the trade, and I have 26 accounts. When I win a trade, I'm making 39,000. If I'm losing a trade, it's the same thing, 39,000. That's what I'm saying. It's a dumb question because every day profit's literally the same, Stephen. Every day it's 1,500, 1,500. 1,500, you know, it hasn't changed since we've taken a breakout. So all you do is open the calculator, 1,500 times 26, and that's going to show you what the profit is. Anyways, we'll talk later about that because I'm still looking at the entry right here, and I can't be distracted with like your questions because people are still looking for these entries here. So I'm looking at the market flow V2. Sorry, guys, I missed this one right here. I was answering the question. The entry happened right here at the 510 for the 10 points. And then that one just hit. So again, if you guys are trying to double dip into this 10-point move, there's still opportunities here because we have a buy signal right now. Price is pushing up, it's coming down, retracing. And then when it comes down to retrace, you get in at the whole number. So the buy signal comes up right here. You look for it to retrace. The retracement is basically at this whole number right here at the pivot. So if you're looking to re-enter, it's still going to happen right here at the 510. It was happening at the 500 earlier. And then before that, it was happening at the 490. Now that price is above this point, entry is going to happen right here again at the 510. So if you're looking to take the 10-point move, the thing is the 60-point move is still running, so you could trade within the bigger move. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you want to just use this as a confluence, like what I do, I don't necessarily get into this. I'll probably get into like 6, 10-point moves here. and then it'll equal the bigger move. Or if you take the 1-to-1 right here, this would be 30 points, and then basically you take 3 more of the 10-point moves, and then it equates to the 60-point move here. So if you guys are looking over here again for this opportunity, the next entry is going to happen again here at the same price point, 510. If this pushes up higher and the pivot pushes up to this next level, so like right here, for example, you can see that the price has now pushed up a bit higher and the pivot's a little closer to here at the 520. Once this candle has closed and this pivot has stayed above that point, then your entry is going to happen at the 520 right here. Vince is asking, is your breakout sheet posted on the Discord? Yeah, it's part of the results spreadsheet, Vincent. So there's just different tabs to it. The results spreadsheet is right here. So this is our results for the year so far for 2024. If you scroll down right here, there's different breakdowns of the momentum breakout. So this is just the regular momentum breakout. We have the one where I don't take NFP. And then there's another one right here where we take a reverse NFP. This is the one that we're currently using right now. It's a reverse NFP. It's basically the same thing. The only difference is that we reverse the trade on NFP day. And then these over here are going to explain. So you can see over here, I have it said weekly segregated back-to-back losses. After back-to-back loss, resume after one win. So that is what I'm currently following right now. So since we had 2 back-to-back losses, now I'm just waiting for it to yield 1 win, and then I'll take the next trade. So for example, if Thursday wins tomorrow, then I'm not going to take that one, but I'll take the Friday trade. And that's how the stats work for that specific thing. All right. So for this week so far, we're only at 1 net loss for the breakout, which isn't that bad. We're 3 days in right now. We had a win on Monday, we had a loss on Tuesday, and a loss today. So 1 net loss for the week so far, and then we are currently at 4 net wins for the month. So still pretty good for the month so far. All right, guys, the trade's still running. It hasn't filled here for the next entry. If you guys are looking to double dip into this again, the entry is going to be right here at the 520 mark. Has not came yet. It's after 7 o'clock, so if you guys don't want to take any more trades after now, you guys can just sit out and wait for the next setup. The cutoff for this entry is usually around 7 o'clock, so it's between 6:40 and 7. You guys can see here the volatility is very low, so it hasn't even hit its TP yet. Usually it would have hit the TP by now, but because the volatility is so low, it hasn't really pushed far enough to hit its TP. So if you took the 10-point move right here, guys, another full TP right there. So as you guys can see, there was, let's see, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries right here. So if you took the 10-point moves, there was 5 10-point moves here. You can see price came down, filled a 10-point right here, and then it shot right back up to its TP. So if you took all of the 10-point moves, that's 5 entries right there. That's 50 points plus the 30-point move here. That's 80-point profit. So instead of just waiting for the 60-point move here, if you're an active trader and you took the 10-point moves plus the 30-point move, that'd be a total of 80 points right there, profit for the market flow. So you can choose between the two. You can either take the breakout or you can take the market flow V2 entries. It's just really up to you. If you're quick and you're smart and you're able to adapt with the market when you're taking market flows, you can take that. If you're kind of slow and you got to ask a bunch of questions and you don't know what you're doing, I don't recommend double dipping into the market flows here. Because if you can't follow directions and you don't know what you're doing, you could get caught in like too many bad trades for the market flows. So if you want to take the easy route, I would just stick with the breakout. If you want to take a more complicated route, but will yield more profits, you can take the market flow V2. I probably wouldn't take the bigger move here. I would just take the 1-to-1 move here. And then I would also double dip with the smaller 10 points. As you can see here, if you guys took these entries, you would have yielded way more profit than just taking this one bigger one right here. So it's just up to preference. I mean, not everybody is going to be able to do that. That's why there's two different options here for like which strategies you guys plan to take. For the breakout, that's just what I'm taking now because that's like that yields like the longer term consistency. With the market flows over here, it's going to yield consistency, but it's not always going to be consistent. It's not always going to be like smooth. So it just depends on if you want to be an active trader or if you just want to be a passive trader. Passive traders, with the breakout, you just take it, you set and forget it. But if you take these, you can't really set and forget it. You have to watch it. So if you get it, so I think one of the biggest things that's going to throw people off is when the opposite signal comes up, right? We haven't had a sell signal come up yet, but if the sell signal comes up, you're supposed to close out for partial profit. And that's going to be something that's going to screw with some people's ability to actively follow the trade. So the 60-point move here is about to hit TP. It's almost there. It's just a few points away. So it's not there yet, but it's almost there. So if you guys want to pull out now for profit, you guys can. It's like really close to the TP. It was like off by like 1 point. So you can see right there, it was at like 59 or 58. Yeah. It's off by like 1 point. If you want to hold on to it, feel free. It's probably going to hit. It's just going to take some time. Again, if you guys want to take the 10 points, the next 10-point entry is going to happen right here at the 5:30 mark. But again, you have to look out for that sell signal because the sell signal has been pending for a while now. So if the sell signal comes up, you have to close out of this for partial profit. If you want to close out now for half profit, you can. That sell signal there has been waiting for a while now. And it's past 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is the cutoff for the entries. All right, this candle's got about 20 seconds left on it. It's going to be the deciding factor right here after this closes. Whether you got to close out for a partial profit or you got to, or if it continues climbing. So it's not having enough strength here to really hold. Again, right here, another pending sell signal, price is pushing back up. I'm basically just waiting for that sell signal to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, this trade's pretty much over. You got to close out for partial profit. I would just close out now, guys. Personally, once 7 o'clock hits, that's usually my cutoff anyways for all of my trading. Because right here is where the volatility starts to get super, super flat. So you can see it was already flattening right here. It's starting to flatten out around 645. 645 price started going very hard sideways. And then 7 o'clock, it just goes even slower sideways. That's why the edge is between 640 and 7. So between this point right here, 640 and 7 is usually the edge, because once 7 o'clock hits, there you go, that sideways move. So here is the clean chart. I mean, it's really just consolidating right here between these two levels. There we go. Price continues to just go sideways right here. All right, sell signal still pending, guys. So again, if you have the opportunity to close out, I would just close out, because the more profit you can get, the better, of course. If you got to hold on to it, feel free to hold on to it. But like I said, once it hits 7, it's a toss-up at this point, because you can't really determine if price is going to climb up. I mean, you can determine, but you can't really predict. Anything can really happen after 7 o'clock here. Take these off the chart since we're pretty much done with this. I don't know if there's anything else here. So the 10-point move from earlier is still technically running right now, or actually already hit. So the 10-point move right here, if you took this, the entry was on this red candle, and this green candle that spiked up pretty much hit its TP right there next to it. So again, if you're still double dipping into these 10-point moves, I mean, 10-point moves are hitting. It's just the 60-point move here, which is taking forever to hit. So if you want to keep double dipping into this, again, you'd have to wait for price to push above, retrace, and come back up from there. Right now, there's no double dipping at this moment. Yeah, Patricia said liquidity is also killing it. Yeah, so if you want to take liquidity, I would recommend taking liquidity in the direction of the breakout because that tends to like almost always hit. So if you take liquidity, mainly in the direction of the breakout, it'll typically hit like whichever liquidity you're aiming for. I'd only go for the earlier ones, so I wouldn't go for the ones that are super far out. But yeah, for the most part, I was hoping this right here was going to hit the next level of liquidity, but it didn't. All right, 60-point move right here, full TP. So pretty much all the entries for today hit except for the breakout. If you guys took the 60-point move, it took forever for it to hit, but it did hit eventually. So if you took the 60-point move, you made some pretty good profit on that. If you took the 30-point move, that also hit full TP. So in total here, if you took all of the entries, there was six of the 10-point moves. So we got the 30-point move here, 60-point move, that's 90 points. And then we had 6 more 10-point moves right here. So that was a total of 150 points if you took all the market flow V2s that happened today. So the full move right here, the 1-to-1 move right here, and then 6 of the 10-point moves right here. So pretty good day overall. If you guys took all the entries for today, you would have recouped your loss from the breakout. And then from the breakout, you would have made profit on top of that because of the extra moves here. So yeah, I mean, today's been pretty solid for the market flows and for the liquidity pushes. The breakouts this week just haven't been super smooth because you can see obviously here the direction of price hasn't been very smooth at all. Price will come down a little bit, really close to TP, and then it just comes up and then reverses, which happens sometimes. This is just part of the market. So let me go to the chat real quick. All right, so let's go back to Steven's question. Steven said, if I had 20 accounts of 300K, how much would I have lost? The same number I sent earlier, Steven. This is the number. For 20 accounts, 1,500 times 20, it's just basic math, Steven. You do the math of like how much you would. So here's the equation. It's very, very simple. You said you're taking 3 contracts, so 3 times 5, and I'll break it down for you so you understand it. So you're taking 3 contracts, right? You multiply that by how much it's worth per contract, which is $5 a contract. So 3 times 5 is 15, right? You're taking 10 points, you multiply that by 100. This is how much you're looking to make or risk per trade. That's 1,500 right there. If you're doing 20 accounts, you multiply that by 20 accounts, right? So that's 30,000. You're going to make or lose 30,000 per breakout. This is how much money you're going to be looking to make or lose per breakout. You don't have 20 accounts, so I wouldn't think too ahead like that. Like think with 1 account first, Steven, because I know like you get super excited when you see the big numbers, but this isn't like where you're at right now, right? I feel like this is like the cycle that a lot of people get into. They see my profits here and they think, oh, I can do that. But you really can't, Steven, because that's where your trade psychology starts to get screwed up, right? For me, I'm holding on to these positions to full moves, right? So in order for me to really get this type of profit, I have to hold on to it. So for example, this was me from last week, right? I held on to the trade every single day. So every single day that I held on to the trade, this is my profit for the end of the week. I locked in about 5,000-6,000 per account, right? The thing with you and like with a lot of other traders is that you guys don't have the ability to hold on to the position, right? So for example, today the trade went really close to TP. Some people pulled out for 50 points, some people pulled out for 60 points, etc. For me, I hold on to it to either full TP or full stop loss. So I don't really have emotion when I'm taking a trade. When I'm taking it, it's either I'm going to win or I'm going to lose. So every day I'm looking to make 30 or not 30,000 because I'm trading 26 accounts now. I'm looking to make 39,000 or lose 39,000. I'm completely fine with that. I'm okay with making it. I'm okay with losing it. I just take the trade and I let the trade run. So these are the profits from last week, right? Last week, we'll just average it out to like about 6,000. So the average of the trades, or we'll do 5,000. So 5,000 times 26. That's where my profit, my P&L was last week, right? So that's where I was last week. And then today we had 1 loss, right? We had a win on Monday. So we had a win there. And then we had 1 loss over here yesterday, which brought me back to break even. And then today we had 1 loss that brought me to a loss, right? So I had a profit of 130,000 from last week. That's the first week of October. And then this week I lost, or just today I lost 1,500. It's just one loss for the week so far. Net loss times 26, 39,000. So 130,000 minus 39,000. This is currently where my P&L is for the month so far. So for the month of October, across all of the accounts, it's still at 91,000. Get it, Steve? So it's always going to be the same. I'm taking the same trade at 3 points. That's the equation. That's how you would calculate it. Like I said, for the breakout, it's a long-term move. So for me, I'm still net positive for the month. I'm like one net loss for the week so far. I'm going to keep taking the breakout pretty much when I can for this month. So now that we've answered that question from Steven, I'm going down to Vincent's question. So Vincent was asking, in the sheet, it says take entries again after 2 back-to-back wins. So I think you're not looking at the entire sheet right there, Vincent, because you're looking at the top one. The top one over here says after 2 back-to-back loss, resume after 2 back-to-back wins, but we're not using that. We're using the one down here. It's segregated. So it's segregated right here. This is the one that I was just talking about. We're taking so after you have 2 back-to-back losses, you resume after 1 win. So like I said earlier, the trade for tomorrow is going to be, it's basically going to dictate whether we keep taking the breakout for this week or if I'm done for the week. So we had a win on Monday. We had a loss on Tuesday. We had a loss today. That's 2 back-to-back losses, right? So 2 back-to-back losses, Tuesday, Thursday. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 back-to-back losses. Then on Thursday, if we have a win tomorrow, I'm not taking that trade. That's going to be a toss-up. So for Thursday, that's just going to be a trade to identify if the market is moving smooth again. So tomorrow, I'm just going to take that as I'm not taking the trade, but I'm going to follow it. If that trade wins, then on Friday, we take the trade. If it loses tomorrow, that just indicates that the market's not really moving smoothly how we need it to move for the breakout. So then I just don't take any more breakouts for this week. Then when this week is over, we start over next week. Does that make sense, Vincent? It's I segregate it by the week. So like basically if we have a bunch of losses this week, this just indicates that okay, this week is not a good week. So we should just not take the breakout. So we have 1 win on Monday, and then today is basically the cutoff. Then we have to wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to dictate okay if we're going to take the next trade or not. Yeah, exactly. I know it's kind of it doesn't make sense unless like you actually see it in action. So I'm kind of glad that this is happening this week because now we can kind of see it play out in action to see if it really works, right? But from my data over here, I mean the data that I pulled, it does work pretty well. So I'm looking forward to it. So here are the stats so far for the momentum breakout. And we had the same example happen like 2 weeks ago. Right? So like, for example, over here, or actually, no, I take that back. It didn't happen last week because it carried over into the next week. So I think this is the first time we've had a back-to-back loss in 1 week. So we'll see where that ends up going. I'm hoping tomorrow's going to be a win. So I'm hoping tomorrow's a win. If tomorrow wins, we'll be back at break even, or technically break even. And then we'll take a Friday trade to see. Tomorrow's a heavy news day anyway, so I'm kind of glad that we're not taking the trade tomorrow. Tomorrow's CPI day. So if you guys are looking to take the news trade tomorrow's a big news day. There's only 3 big news events that happen every month, guys. So if you guys are trying to do that full port move, NFP is one of the days, CPI is the second day in line, and the third day is PPI, but PPI is usually not as strong. So there's only like 2 days out of the month where you can do that full port move for news. If you guys are looking to do that, of course. Not that I recommend it, but you guys want to do it. Steven said, I see. Thanks for explaining, Sean. I don't think I can sleep tonight. Yeah. So Steven's going to be thinking about the profit potential. So if you guys haven't been following the breakout, we've been taking the breakout pretty much, and there's no entries here, guys, so don't worry. We have a sell signal right here. In order for you to take some market flow V2s, you need price to break below and continue climbing. You need some sort of market flow here to show before you start taking some entries. There's no entries for you guys to take here right now. But the breakout, We've been taking the breakout pretty much every day for the past, I think, 2 or 3 weeks now. I pretty much got it down to a science, really. I've tested it back 2 years of data, and it's yielded some pretty good results. So like these are the results for basically 2 years of stats using the criteria that I just mentioned. And this is missing about 6 months out of the year. So basically right here, so I would probably add on maybe another, I would just double the trade. So like, for example, here it'd be 94 plus, I'd probably add up about, I'll say 50. It's 50. So 144 divided by 201. So this is the win rate that I would predict to be the case for 2 years of data. So basically, with the wins divided by the total trades, it have a win rate of about 72%. That's a pretty good win rate for a one-to-one breakout strategy. So thinking about that right there, that's going to yield you some pretty good profit, or yield me pretty good profit for a 2 year period. So by doing the math there, this yielded 3,700 profit. And to incorporate the trades that weren't really accounted for, I'd add maybe about another 2,500 points to that. So that'd be 6,200 points. So that'd be the case right there, 6,200 points. And then if you were to calculate a 300K count, so I'm doing 3 times 5 equals 15 times 6,200 points. That would yield about 93,000. So, and then if you were to do this, then you multiply that again by 20 accounts, it's about a 2 million point profit. So, like I said, guys, I'm in this for the long game, and this is kind of what I'm looking for over a long period of time. And that's only 20 accounts. Now I'm at 26 accounts, so obviously it's going to yield even higher. So the thing with the breakout here is like you can't expect to win all the time, but you can expect to make consistent profits over time. So that's the thing to keep in mind. If you guys are looking to make slow profits, but consistent profits, and you don't really have to worry about much, the breakouts can be the strategy for you. If you want to make more profits faster, but with increased risk, then you would take the market flow V2s. So you basically have two sides of the coin there. If you want to just take the easy trade, take the breakout with me. If you want to take the more riskier trades, which will yield more profit, you can take the market flow V2s. I'll be looking at both entries, so it doesn't make a difference. It's just up to which one you plan on taking. For me personally, I'm going to plan on taking the breakout. The reason why I'm sticking with the breakout is because with the hedge fund that I'm starting up, I have to trade low risk. I can't, like, I can trade this stuff on my own, but for the hedge fund, I don't think this is going to be very, very safe, because it's like I'd probably have to use a different account to trade the market flow V2s, because copying this type of strategy across like 100 accounts is going to be very tricky, especially if the entries happen so quickly. So as you guys know, I'm starting the hedge fund. It's supposed to start at the end of this year. I'm really going to start cracking down on my studying. So I'm not really going to be mentoring as much as I did before. I don't think, CJ, I don't know if you confirmed if you wanted me to have the mentoring session today. So I'm not going to be doing my monthly or my weekly mentoring sessions anymore. I'll do mentoring sessions as requested, but I'm not going to be doing them every week like we've been doing for the past couple of weeks. That's mainly because I'm going to be focusing mainly on studying for the hedge fund exam. I'm taking the Series 3, which is the futures exam for hedge funds and money makers, or not money makers, money managers, I guess. So that's where my main focus is going to be. If you guys want me to host the mentoring sessions, I can and I will, but my main focus is really going to be studying for that exam, because I want to get it done by the end of this year so that I can start managing people's money by the end of this year, of course. That's going to be the goal. And then maybe after that, if I have some more free time, I'll start mentoring again. But I haven't taught in a long time, so we'll see. Rashida's asking if I have a spreadsheet for the 30-60 move. Not exactly. I haven't really followed it. Here, what I'll do here for this, I will just so that we can keep track of it, Rashida, I will put them in the Discord for official profits. So I didn't make I had a spreadsheet for it, but I just didn't continue following it. So unfortunately, no, I don't have that with the data. But just from the live sessions, like we've been seeing them, they've been hitting pretty often. Like for the most part, they've been hitting rather than not. And the fact that they're 2-1 or 1-2 is that they like they make they're profitable from what I've seen. Yeah. So I'll keep posting them right here. And if you want to make your own spreadsheet, Rashida, you can. You can just open up a spreadsheet and then just copy these over. Like you can even just copy the same spreadsheet that we have here, like for our official trades, and you can just input the data. Or if I have some free time at some point, I'll input the data. But I'm not really expecting to have free time anytime soon. So if you want to do it, I'll post it here under official profits. It'll be pretty easy. You just copy this and you'll just put win or whatever loss, and then you'll just look for all the entries because they happen like once a day. So you can pretty much, there's gonna be some days where I haven't posted them, but for the most part, I'll post them when they do come up. Or you can always just back test it if you like. For me personally, I like to back test because you can see the play out in real time, and it kind of gives you the confidence to actually take a trade. Yeah. Rashida said you have requirements for it. Not really. I don't have them posted anywhere, but they're, I mean, it's basically, I mean, it's a combination of like all of the other strategies that we've, that are very similar. So it's basically a momentum pullback scalp. That's really what it is, but without the momentum. So I haven't, put them up, but I mean, it's pretty much, it's an MPS entry. It's basically an MPS entry and a levels entry. That's like they're like mixed together. So basically, you're looking for momentum here. I'll just give you the requirements right now if you want to write them down. It'll be super simple. Or maybe I already made them. Wait, let me check real quick. I don't know if we covered it during the mentoring session. Market flow. No, I haven't. All right, I'll do it for you right now. Market flow. Keep trying. So one, confirm direction of momentum using momentum indicator. Two, confirm market flow and direction of momentum. Three, um, so this is where it's like, because you're not really confirming stuff. I mean, this is a criteria, but you're not really confirming the pullback. So we'll just do confirm price retracement to nearest to pivot one, set pending limit order at nearest whole number to pivot one, TP stop loss set to 60-30, 30-30. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty simple. Save this here. All right, so that's pretty much the criteria right there, Rashida. So it's pretty simple. You're going to confirm the direction of momentum. So right here, for example, we have a buy signal. You want to confirm market flow in the direction of momentum. So you're looking for this type of movement in the direction of momentum. So for example, put this over here real quick. So if you're looking for a buy momentum, you're looking for market flow like this, right? If you have a sell momentum, you're looking for market flow like this. You don't have to have a perfectly clean market flow, but basically what you're looking for is for price to be above the pivots. That's really what you're looking for. I say market flow because you do have to have some sort of flow. You can't have like price just climbing up slowly. You need to have some sort of flow. So basically confirm the direction of momentum, confirm market flow in the direction of momentum. So right here, price is going up, retracing, going up. Third is confirm price retracement to pivot one. So like basically once you have these two confirm, the first two requirements, then you don't really have to look at that anymore, right? Because you already have that set. At that point, now you're looking for price to retrace back down to the pivots. When price retraces back down to the pivots, your pending order is going to be at the whole number. So like, for example, here, price never came back down to the pivots, right? But right here, price came down to the pivots. The nearest whole number was right here at the 490 mark. And that's why our entry happened right there, the 490. So that's where the entry was. And then you would just have your pending order set to whatever TP stop loss you like, right? For the bigger move, it's 60-30. For the 1-to-1, it's 30-30. If this you want to take the scalp move, it's 10-30. So it's pretty straightforward. You just got to look at it and you have to like just kind of test it out a bit to understand it. But once you understand the criteria, it becomes super easy to look at because you're just looking at the same thing pretty much every time. You're just looking for a buy signal and then you're looking for the market flow. And then vice versa, you're looking for the sell signal. And now you're looking for market flow this way, right? Yeah, so if you guys want to take some market flows for sells here, the next full number is going to be right here. I mean, it looks like it's already filled. Happened right there at the 470 mark. So you're just looking to flow with the market. All right. So there goes that question. No problem with that. Yeah, CJ said he loves market flow V2s. Yeah, market flow V2s are good, and they would fit perfect with your trading style, CJ, because you're actively watching the charts and you're actively like getting in and out. Like the market flow V2 would be something that's not good for Steven. Like Steven's like a perfect person to not trade this strategy, right? Because he can't like you got to follow directions, Steven, and like you're one of the guys that doesn't follow directions. So like you would fall under the breakout category because you would need something that's super easy that you don't have to do much. So like people fall into certain categories, right? You can either fall into the breakout strategy where it's just a set and forget. You take the entry, you let it run, you don't touch it. Or if you're like actively trading, you would do market flow. Or you can do both. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do both strategies, you can. You just lower your risk, like take a smaller contract size, and then take both entries. But knowing certain people and the way certain people trade, there's just certain strategies that don't fall well with certain people. Like if you're too slow to react to the market, if you're too emotional, if you don't know what you're doing a lot of the times, or you have a lot of questions, then market flow is not going to be for you because it happens so quickly that you wouldn't be able to get into it. So Stephen is just understanding that the breakout is a set and forget. Yes, Stephen, it's a set and forget. Yeah, I thought you knew that by now, Stephen. See, so that's an example of why Stephen is good for the breakout. Because it's always been a set and forget. You enter the trade is for 100 points. There's nothing that you do with it. That's like literally what I said I did earlier, Stephen. I let the trade run to full TP or stop loss. Because I could have pulled out earlier here, but I didn't. I let the trade run. Stephen said he was having flashbacks. Yeah, no, the breakout's always been a set and forget strategy, guys, because the breakout is like, or not all of them. Well, I mean, for the most part, they should have been. But a lot of times in the past, we've kind of closed out early because of the market conditions. But now that I've kind of figured out a way to figure out how to avoid bad market conditions is now like where I can just set and forget it. So. Yeah, Steven said, remember when I passed FTMO before? Yeah, you were taking the breakouts back then. That was when I think that's the first time you ever passed. So the thing that I noticed with my trading style, guys, is that I think I lean more towards the breakout strategies. I'm good at scalping, of course, but like these entries, I'm good at these entries for scalping. But I think for the most part, with my trade psychology and like the way that I've kind of been successful trading, it's really been the breakouts. Because if you guys have been trading with me for a while, when I first passed my 300K counts, we were taking the breakout V3s. If you guys remember that, that was like we had a crazy win streak. I think we had like 3 weeks of like nonstop wins, and everybody was passing all of their evals, and everyone was getting funded and paid out and stuff like that. So I think moving forward, a lot of my focus is going to go towards breakouts. I'll look for different types of breakout entries. Um, and I'll adapt like the older breakout strategies to like the current market conditions. Because what I've noticed is that while I do make a lot of profits from scalping, the more consistent profits come from the actual breakouts. So I think that's kind of where my main focus is going to be moving forward, especially for the hedge fund, because for the hedge fund, I need to find something that's more stable. These scalps here are good, but they're not very stable, right? I think you guys could agree with that. Like for example, here you could be taking a lot of these entries. You'll be good until the entry doesn't hit, right? And then at that point, you're kind of in the hole, unless you've like built up enough cushion from like previous wins. So Joe said I need to meet Steven one day. He's more on my level. Yeah, I know. One day we're gonna have a meetup just to meet Steven. I think that's gonna be the thing. Shit, it's gonna be a Steven day. You have to let us know, Steven. Steven's asking when's the meetup. You gotta let us know, Steven. We'll come see you. We'll come see you wherever you are. Uh, it'll be the Steven day. I think you live on the East Coast, right, Steven? Yeah, you're in Jersey. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to meet up with you one day, Steven. Yeah, NYC would be best for meetup. Yeah, no, definitely. At some point we'll set that up. Um, Probably not in the winter when it's freezing. It's probably getting colder pretty soon. Let's see. Vincent's asking for tomorrow's CPI, what direction do you think it's going to go, Sean? I think CPI tomorrow is going to be, I think it's going to be bullish. Yeah, because I'm just thinking back to like the NFP data from last week. So the NFP data from last week indicated that the jobs data was good, but that was gonna kind of mess things up with inflation because they're kind of moving opposite of each other. So I think there's going to be some manipulation tomorrow. I think the data um, is going to be bad, but I think price is going to go up because of the NFP news from last Friday. So personally, I think price is going to go up. Don't know exactly, but that's kind of the direction that I'm seeing or expecting it from. Let's see. Lila said, I was so scared I exited after 180. Why does it show that I'm at 50, 80, but zero profit? So Lila, this over here, the profit shows your active profit. Since you don't have any active positions, you have no profit right now because there's nothing running. Um, the equity here shows what's actually in your account. So in your account right here, it shows that you've made 180, but you just have zero profit right now because you have no active positions. But you've like locked in 180. So your account now is sitting at 180 profit. So you're good. Yeah, no, definitely. Lila said we need to go on the Ritz-Carlton Kodi Kai cruise once they start making money again. Yeah, no, definitely. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, Lila, and I think you'll be good. Like today, I think you did pretty solid. 180 is pretty good for a 50K count, so that's pretty decent. I think if you just stick to the breakouts, Lila, you should be good. I think you should be pretty solid. Like I said, the breakouts they're forecasted to be good and to do well long term. So if it might take you a while to pass your account, but eventually it's going to pass. It's just going to take some time for you to get to that point. Like my profits so far, my net profits right now are pretty good for per account. So if we just do the per account here, So per account, I was at like 5,000 profit from last week, and then I subtract 1,500 from this week. I'm still net positive right now, 3,500 for the week, and that's just one account. So obviously that times 26 accounts is pretty good for profit. Your main goal at the end of the month is really to have like maybe around like 4 net wins. If you do 4 net wins at the end of each month, or even double that. So best case scenario is you have 2 net wins per week, right? So 1,500 times 2 times 4. That's 12,000 for the month. If you have 26 accounts like me, that would yield 312,000. That's how much profit best case scenario, that's kind of what I'm looking for like conservative best case scenario. If you have like 1 net win per week, 1,500 times 4, that's 6,000 for the month. That's not a lot for like one account, but at 26 accounts, it's still pretty good. It's like 156,000. So if you do this, like this is like barely just doing decently well for the month, right? This is like very conservative, nothing too crazy. This is like for the month, multiply that by 12, that's like 1.8 mil at the end of the year. So the numbers make sense for the strategy. You really just have to have one, like basically 1 win a week. If you can do 1 net win a week, um, overall, then you should be in a pretty good place. Obviously, not every time is going to be like that, but if you look at the data from the data sheet, basically every month has, I mean, that's like usually what ends up being the case. A lot of months you have a lot more profits. Like for example, here in February, from February 20th up until February 29th, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of wins right there, right? 9. So 9 wins, so 1,500 times 9. And that's only for like 2 weeks. You do that for the month basically, times 26. That's like pretty good profit. So you just gotta look at the bigger picture of things. If you guys are taking the breakouts, you just have to understand that like sometimes you're gonna have a lot of back and forth. You're gonna have some wins, some losses, some wins, and some losses. But eventually you're gonna have a week where you have just like all back-to-back wins, like we had last week, right? We had 4 back-to-back wins, and that kind of propelled us into heavy profit for the month overall. So, all right, guys, I think this is gonna be it for the day. I don't really see much else here for us to look at. The market's not really doing too much. You can see here it's just going sideways. Let's see, Steven said, when I exit breakouts early, I'm actually getting great results. Yeah, if you want to exit early, Steven, it's up to you. Like I said, you're not one to really follow directions. So whatever you feel is best for your trading style. Like if you think that pulling early is gonna be better for you long term, then just pull early, right? Do whatever you feel comfortable with because it doesn't really matter what I tell you. I can tell you to hold on to the position, set and forget it. You'll probably do the opposite. So just do whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm doing whatever the data shows me works, and that's what I'm going to keep sticking to. So it's just really up to preference, guys. If you guys want to pull early, if you're taking the breakout, you can even just go for 50 points. If you feel happy with 50 points every time, Steven, just pull out at 50 points. It's just up to everybody's own preference of how you want to trade it. For me, I'm going to hold on to it for the full move because that's just how I'm supposed to apply it. Let's see, Lila said, is there a time frame to pass Apex? This is very humbling going from major money on these charts to getting sick and starting from scratch. So there's no time frame to pass with Apex, Lila. If you take more than a month to pass the eval, then you just got to keep paying for that monthly payment, which is like I think $50. So it's not really that bad. You're paying $50 a month for Apex versus paying like $1,000 for FTMO back then, right? So you're basically, instead of paying it in lump sum, you're paying it in monthly payments until you can pass the account. So there's no timeline. You can take as long as you like. You just have to keep paying for the account to keep it active. But once you pass it, you don't have to pay for that anymore. Let's see, Steven said, if I use 3 contracts and I exit daily with 500, that would be a great goal. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, Steven, that's what you want to do, then, pull out at 500 every day. If you do that, I think you'll probably do pretty well because usually it does push at least $500 in profit. if you're doing 500 profit, that's like not even, that's like a quarter of the move. So you should be able to hit 500 almost every time, if and when you do take it. Cog said, I think breakout will be more profitable if you reduce the TP to like 50 points. I've noticed it always goes very close to 60, then it retraces. So I actually did the data on that, Kong. It actually isn't more profitable, it's less. So I've thought about that already. I've thought about the 50-point move. I've thought about doing 50-50. I've like if you look at the spreadsheet here, I have like a bunch of different models. So here's the model here for the 1 to 2. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not anywhere near what we would do if you go for the full move. So this is the data here from of like however much I pulled out. So here's I actually have the data for like what you said at 50 points. So if you do the 50 points right here, the win rate is 37 divided by 76. So the win rate's way lower. So you can see over here it's only a 49% win rate. So you're gonna lose, or I mean, you're not gonna lose, but your win rate's gonna be super low compared to what it is with the 1 to 1. So the 1 to 1's about a 60. So this is a 49% win rate. And then if you do the 1 to 1, just regular 1 to 1 with no reversible trades or anything like that, this is regular 1 to 1. So regular 1 to 1, 97 divided by 164. See, it's like almost 10 percentage point difference. So if you're doing the 1 to 1, you have a 60% win rate, and it'll yield basically double the profits. You'll still be profitable with the negative with the 50 points, but you're gonna have like such a smaller. You basically make half the profit, and then you'll have a 10-point lesser win rate. So I've done it before. Trust me, I've kind of got through like everything, and this is what I found to yield the best profit. That's why I'm using this one. But I made about like 6 different models here, or about a lot actually. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 5 different models here, and then within those models, I have like 3 other models. So I have like about 9 models here. Basically, I have it segregated by week. I have it segregated back-to-back losses after 2 wins, after 1 win. I've done a lot of data on this strategy. So like what I found is like this is what works best. Yeah, again, if you guys want to do 50 points, that's really up to you guys. That's completely fine. But I think long term, this is like 2 years of data. So you might find success doing that for like maybe a short period of time, but long term, this is what I found to yield the most profits. And actually, Rashida, now that you mention it, I do have the stats here, but I didn't actually fill it in. So I have the stats here for the market flow V2 1 to 2, but I didn't actually fill it in. So I filled it in up until September. If you just want to copy this, Rashida's still here. Yeah, Rashida's still here. So like basically, I did it from a September. If you want to keep going from like September 25th up until today, you can just add more to here. So I did start it. The spreadsheet is here. I just didn't continue on with it. The reason why I didn't do that is because it took me forever to go from like each month, because I have to go per contract. For Yeah, I had to go through it individually to pull up data. So all right, guys, if you're still looking for some market flow V2s, there's still opportunities here, but the volatility is super, super low. Yeah, exactly. CJ said you have models for the models. Yeah, that's why I trust the breakout so much, because I've ran so many different scenarios for the breakout, and I've figured out what works best and which criteria to use. So I have like basically 9 models of 2 years of data. So every 2 year for every model, I pulled up 2 years of data, and I figured out what the win-loss ratio was, what adjustments needed to be made, how to adapt with the current market. The best way to adapt with the current market is to just not trade it. That's what I've noticed. So that's why now I'm going to wait for the next win before I start looking for any more entries. Let's see. Steven said that's what he noticed. He gets greedy and decides to wait longer, then the trade goes complete opposite. What he still uses is I mean, it's really up to your preference, Steve. I mean, you should be using the same. If you're using anything less or more than three contracts, your profit loss is going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot less. So yeah, you should just stick to the same game plan of three contracts because if you go too high, it it you can just blow your account because you're gonna reach the threshold a little too early. Yeah, CJ said, "Wow, I thought you only went back last year. Didn't know you went back 2 years." Yeah, so if you look at the data here, and I'm probably going to go back even further. So right now, the data is from May 23rd, 2022, up until September 27. I could add the October data here, and I'll probably go back even further. But the thing with this is that it's missing like about 6 months per year. So it's missing like October, it's missing March, I believe. No, March is there. It's missing a couple of the months. So like it doesn't have every single data set, but from the data that I'm able to pull up, it does have most of it there. So yeah, for the most part, it is there. All right, guys, it's 7:48 right now. It's about to be 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I think I'll wrap this up for the day. I think, did you mention something over here, CJ, about the mentoring session? Yeah, CJ said it's cool if you don't have a mentoring session this week. I was just asking because I thought there was one planned. Yeah, no. So we don't have anything planned. So whenever you guys want a mentoring session, specifically you, CJ, because you're usually the one who like wants it, which is completely fine. Just let me know. So let me know either a week prior or the week of, and I'll give you guys a date for the mentoring session. Right now, especially like with my studying, I just have to like the way that my brain works is that I have to like focus on one thing. So for example, here when I was going over the data sets, I couldn't do anything else. Like I had to just focus on pulling these models together. And then once I was done with the models, then I could go on and do something else. So for me right now, my main focus is really just studying for the series three, which is the if you guys are not familiar with the Series 3, that's the exam that I'm studying for. The Series 3 will allow me to manage people's money. So it allowed me to become a money manager legally. You know, a lot of people do account management out there. I've seen people on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that that do money management or account management, but they all do it illegally. They're not licensed to do that stuff, right? The thing with me is I do everything pretty much by the book. Like when I started the company and when I started the strategies and all this stuff, I do everything kind of by the book. And that's the same thing that I'm doing with the hedge fund because I'm looking for this to be a long-term thing. So I got to study for the Series 3 exam. Hopefully, I'll have it done by the end of this year. And then by then, I can start managing money. So for the lazy people who don't want to trade, you can basically, I'll add you to my copier. And then you'll just take every trade that I take, which is basically going to be the breakout every day. And then you'll make a profit every month. At the end of every month, I'll take a percentage of that profit and then we do it again for the next month, and then we're all happy, right? Because like the more money I make, the more money you make, and then we're all happy here, and we all just share profits. So that's the next step with K2 here with Kodi Kai. I'm really going away from the teaching side of things because I don't really like to teach as much. I'd rather just trade, make money from trading, and then make everybody money from trading, and then we just share profits that way. So that's what's in store for us here. Obviously it's like what a lot of people say, if your strategy really works, you shouldn't really want to share it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I found a model here that works really good for the breakout and for just a lot of these strategies, like the market flow V2s. I have strategies here that have been working very well for a while now. And instead of me sharing the strategies, I'd rather just do the strategies myself, and then I'll just trade people's accounts. Because why would I share the strategy when the strategy works so well, right? Like people always say that. That's it really is true. Um, so that's kind of where we're going along with things here. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here tomorrow for the next live session. Again, for tomorrow's breakout, I'm not going to take it. I will follow it and I'll document it, but I'm not going to be taking it on my personal accounts. So.